Okay, I'm live streaming again, and the reason I'm live streaming again is because uh, I recorded my run up to this point, and I realized that it's too shitty to warrant uploading. And um, I can't just make it better, so it's live stream or nothing. Hi, cat. Can you talk to myself? I really do need to either live stream or record, since I'm recording to and never uploading is way too talking to myself. I feel like I've got a live stream. There's my map. I knew there, I mean, there's a 100% chance that it'll drop a connected one. And I have alleyways and Crimson favored, and I don't even know why I bother. Or I have alleyways favored. Uh, Lou, stop trying to climb that. Please, stop. Thank you. Yeah. Lou is circle walking around me like he's devised a path of most distraction. Tries to step on my hand, step on my arm, step on my lap, step on the keyboard, step on my legs, jump down loudly, repeat. Because it gets him attention, you know? He's a kitty. So, the first bulk sale I ever made was maps. Oh, excuse me. It's like 3 in the afternoon. I woke up at 8. I went back to bed at like 10 or something. I wake up again and I'm already yawning. Frustrating. I'm drinking a coffee. How am I yawning? Anyway. I don't know which ones are more valuable. I guess I should start titling my streams with the game plans. Like I'm using a Atlas tree or strat that is just no, I think that is pure mass sustain and deli with wandering path. No notables. really reliable way to make all money. Advance offerings, and I get lots of medium stuff, as you can see. I hate having to stop and read that stuff. I wish there was some graphic. Like, make it symbolic, make it simple. I mean, I read pretty quick, but that's a lot of text. I do like this, though, I guess. I guess they did do that. Those pictures, I can just look around. Not like any kills. I can get to this point with pretty much any character, if I like it. Like, I can put in the time and buy stuff and get help from people and get to the point where I can run P16s. Not heavily juiced P16s, but at least, you know, moderately effective out and go P16s. But getting past that, I've really never been able to. I've done it like twice, and really it's been because of absurd windfall drops or I don't know, better, lucked into better builds. Or got a big gift or whatever. And I'm trying to change that. I'm hoping with this Atlas strategy, I have found a way to save up to where I can actually get big money and buy into a character that really works. Because man, everything is so friggin' expensive. Like, I'm copying this guy off the ladder, and all the, like, there are items in that build that are like 37 good. The rares are probably like 200 good. Like, there are items in this game, like Original Sin, just convert damage to chaos. 150 did. And something as simple as converting a damage type shouldn't be a chase item like that. I mean, I can see why a Headhunter is expensive. Mage Blood should not be expensive. Okay. Shit. Automated flasks needs to be in the accessibility options. Yay. But yeah, see, so that was pretty good. I mean, that I got, and I still have other maps in here. Just for I don't know why I do this, actually. I should just leave. But I can't. I don't want to. I don't know why. I want to go find my maps. I know that there's like a set of maps inside one of these monsters. I guess I need to show that. Yeah, 100% chance for me. I made sure that I got just enough of these to add up to 100. So I can never. I love the feeling of. I guess it's a security issue. I love the feeling of never running out of maps. Like, there will always be at least one more. Like, if I'm on my last map, I know that I can clear it and get another one. Maybe in the next one I'll get more than one. Just the same. That's part of the earning strategy here. Not just bulk selling the map, but I can also bulk use the map. Like, I can just run in, get the progression here, Searing Exarch progress, and then leave. If I want. And I've got it up to 48% chance to have a deli, which I'm pretty sure is the max. And that means that there's virtually always a deli. But that's another thing. I could just go in, get the deli, like the low-hanging fruit, just get a little bit of the deli, and then leave and go to the next map. And I'm pretty confident that I would still sustain max, but I don't want to do that either. I got this big fear of failure to gain, FOMO, whatever, going on. I've got to work on that. That's that. It's like I play life conservatively, I guess. I'm not to say I'm a conservative, I guess, compared to some people. I don't know. The idea is that I never like to gamble. I guess because as a kid or whatever, I'll gamble and lose. I sucked at it, maybe. I know that's why I'm honest. Being honest, because as a kid I would lie and get caught. I sucked at it. I didn't have the memory, and it was a lot of work to constantly just remember what I've told everybody. I mean, I tried. Every toddler tries lying, but it's so common for kids to try to lie that it's a symbol of intelligence. Like it's a legitimate step in intellectual development, is learning how to lie and attempting it. But I got the same bullshit instruction that everybody did. Like, oh no, crime doesn't pay. Honesty is the way to go. Work hard. Be nice, and you'll do well. And of course, that's the shit they tell slaves at slave camp. I fucking bought it because I'm an idiot, because I'm a kid. What the fuck? I don't know any better. Dude, why are they so strong? What's going on here? Look at that. Does this map even have mods? Yeah, it does. Okay. But see, my damage sucks, and I got expensive gear. Like buying that, I didn't buy it with that. I happened to make that. I got the... but some of this stuff is expensive. That was expensive. This was kind of expensive. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not expensive. I think my watcher is kind of expensive, or at least it was. I don't know. I rolled up that jewel myself. See, I guess that's my scrub coreness. I don't know how to get past this level of play. I've got one offering. And normally I have a guild helper. Like, to me, that looks like loot, right? That looks like a good amount of loot. But I'm like, I don't see loot, really. I see trade chores. I get to try and price this stuff. That's interesting. I was unaware of that mod. I might actually use that. But see, it's like I'm gonna try and search it, right? It's like, oh, well, I get the base price, which will be like a C, right? But then if I put what it's actually worth, it'll be like, we can't find any. Because there are a bajillion possible combinations, and nobody has just that one. It's fucking impossible to price rares. And they expressly make price discovery impossible. They don't want anybody... It's like, oh no, we can't possibly have a... Yeah, we can't possibly have a auction house. I'm kind of training for next league. I don't even know why I bother with this. Trying to earn or whatever. Also, it's just boredom. But yeah, I've got got one. Normally I have a guild member run them for me, but I feel like it'd probably be better for me to hire somebody that has a tree dedicated to it, or talk a guild member into, you know, really doubling down on farming the Exarch so that I could run them. Because I've lost money. We've run like 3 or 4, and his tree isn't set up for it, and I don't think he could carry. He doesn't think he could carry me through an Uber version, and that's basically, and that's a big problem with Poe. If you're not doing the tippity top Uber version of whatever it is you're doing, you're wasting your time, and that's shitty. I'm tempted to try the map type, the Atlas keystone that excludes maps. You know, so you can set. My own mind. Lets you exclude maps. No, I don't want to see this map again. You put it in the favorites, and it will not draw it. I think the reason I don't do that is because the payoff is this like weird implicits for the map. I'm like, I don't want that. That just makes it even harder to sell. Like just another gambly random thing. I would rather have it be like more chance to drop duplicate maps or something, you know? Gotcha. I guess what I'm continuing to play for mainly now is more maps, because like I said, I've sold a big batch of them, and now I'm, I guess, a little low. I guess I need to look about it. Also check those, it's nice to look for good mods, but this late, it doesn't really see it mattering. I don't even know what the good mods would be. Oh crap, there's one now. Everybody that I know that has money tells me that. There's a craft, I'm like, how the fuck y'all price for that craft? No? 6 hours of standing and waiting and clicking. And I even took the free mod that gives monsters less life. A lot of good that does. I'm gonna turn it off, it just gets you killed, I guess. It does. Like, knowing UGG, I'm sure the damage bonus is applying well. Look at my experience. I'm stuck at 4%, I keep fucking dying. I guess I'm, you know, not so much upset at Poe. I mean, I am, but also just upset at life, I guess. Everything feels so completely rigged. Like, I'm in a really shitty place. Now, granted, it's, you know, you always have to follow up. Well, could be worse, could be worse. Yes, it could be worse. You know, I could be homeless. I could be cancer. Whatever. It can always be infinitely worse. So it's kind of a trick to constantly tell people, oh, you're an asshole for complaining. Well, by that logic, I should never complain ever, and of course that's exactly what they want. They want everybody to do what they're told, never complain. If possible, you know, praise our exploitative overlords. What's the fucking point? Never anything good. Everything feels rigged. Whenever I see something that feels rigged, it builds on top of all the other stuff that feels rigged. I don't have a cold. That's just living conditions. Basically constantly inhaling dust and mold. But this right here is how I really reliably make money. Really doesn't feel like it's enough. And of course, anything that is possible in this game to make money gets hyper exploited by somebody. It reminds me when I was a kid. You know, when I was a kid, paper routes were actually a thing. I never had one, but they existed, and I knew kids that had them. And then, you know, the billionaires made everything just progressively worse. I was born in '79, right? So it was right at the end of an era when the middle class was in 79 shit. Like, maybe we'll be scoring good. That's one of the. Having on me, I do. Holy shit, amazing. Nothing. Yeah. Never. But then all of a sudden, you know, adults had to try and, because we had people not having jobs all of a sudden, or people not making enough money to pay their bills all of a sudden. Reaganomics and then basically the coup, the corporate coup in America. So now we weren't allowed to let an actual viable job go to kids. So you had adults with vans taking like 15 different paper routes. And that meant 15 kids could get a paper route. So basically, paper routes as an accessible thing for kids was kids. And it's like everything is disgusting because now that whole type of rant gets twisted into, oh, you want kids to be child labor. And we actually literally have that now. We have assholes in various state legislatures trying to make it so that kids can work in fucking meat packing plants and stuff. It's like, no, that's not what we wanted. We're not saying it. It's like anytime you complain about anything, people are like, the implication is that you want it worse for everybody else, as opposed to better for you. That Solaris touched. Did I kill it? I don't think I did. I think it's behind me. Last time I dealt with a Solaris mob, it was killing me from off screen, so... And I took 6 portals trying to kill it. Didn't. I don't see its drop pile. Don't they drop money? Yes, it's gone. Really wish monsters were on the map. My character has a field of vision and a memory, doesn't it? Where's that corrupted blood coming from? If I killed it with Dr. Jack, Docker, like I said, if you're not tippity top, super uber juicing, pointless to do. Whatever it is you're doing. Like, this feels like how Chaos Recipe used to feel. Like, Chaos Recipe felt like it was right there. But my point on that whole, where I was going with all that was, like, if I have a way to, like, let's be specific. Like, this strategy of running maps to generate the invites, right? That used to be a better way to make money. But then assholes perfected it. They effectively brought their van and kicked all us kids trying to just get toy money out of the market. And the developers of Poe could prevent that. Just like in real life, the lords of the system who dictate all the policy and the economy and everything, they could prevent that. They could make it better for everybody by not letting it be this giga game for a handful. And I think that's the main thing that pisses me off about Poe, is it reminds me of all the shitty things in life. And I just spiral because, you know, my brain goes in a million different directions with that. It's like shitty things with life. It's like, oh, toughen up. And it's like, no. Fix it. We can, and we fucking should. I don't even know. Is that a good base? I'm running a strict filter. I can't fucking tell. I would keep that, but I'm not doing it now. Let's see. My filter really liked that. 5 chaos. Okay. Guess that's good. Uh-huh. Price fixers. They definitely want price fixers and fraud. That's for sure. Like, I got defrauded the one time. They did this swap trick on me with a pledge of hands because it looks 6-linked and it wasn't. And I reported them, and it was like, they're like, tough shit. And I'm like, so it's okay for me to fraud? You want players to scam each other? I'm like, no. It's like, but it's not against the rules. No. Okay, so you want us to do stuff that's against the rules? No. It's like, you can tell what they want you to do because they have complete control over the environment. It's obvious that they want people to do fraud, because if they didn't want people to do fraud, like they don't want people to do real money transfer, you would be putting your account at risk. Often point out stuff that's facts that nobody fucking cares about. Like, intellectually aware that a lot of what I do is pathology, but it doesn't feel like that inside. It just feels like common sense. I feel like I'm the last sane motherfucker on the face of the earth. And everybody else is just oblivious or mean or whatever. Because why is no one else pissed off at any of this? Like, the core one, my crown jewel of that kind of complaint is pain and death. It's like, if I can't verbally convince people, like if actual pain and death can't convince people that pain and death are bad and worth fighting, what the fuck is that? Why am I dropping? That really annoys me. That should not be possible. T16s. I'm not supposed to drop anything but T16s. Anyway, yeah, it's like, I'm a ethical hedonist, so I'm just like, pain is bad. The number one job of humanity, first, is to be fighting as much pain as possible with every step taken. Every policy, every choice. Whenever a fork in the road happens, if the left side annihilates more pain and preserves more life, then that is objectively the direction we should fucking head in. Based on the axiom that pain is bad and death is bad. And really, it's just pain. Because, you know, people can choose to die, and that's fine. That's complicated, but that's fine. The thing is, though, grieving is never good. Right? Grieving is a form of suffering. We need to alleviate suffering as much as possible. But fucking people don't agree with me. Like, I'll literally have assholes argue in favor of pain and death because I don't know why. Because people are fucking stupid and me. I don't know. I mean, what's my alternative? Like, if I have a serial killer that is causing pain and death because he gets his rocks off, it's like, I don't see any difference. People are all like, oh, death is just a part of life. We have to have deaths because, you know, we might run out of stuff. Never mind that that's wrong. There's a bunch of bullshit baked into that argument. It's Malthusian nonsense. Actually, when we don't run out of anything, first of all. We've never run out of anything except animal products. We ran out of dodo eggs because we ran out of dodos. But as far as I know, the only material thing we've ever run out of on the surface of Earth is tungsten. We're apparently on our last tungsten line. Thing is, I'm pretty fucking sure there's more tungsten somewhere. We just need to, you know, find it. So this idea that we have to torture each other to preserve stuff, nonsense. Total fucking nonsense. We could be nice. We could attack pain. We could help each other. We could build and we could basically terraform Earth. We just need nuclear power at the base, AI and robots, but most important, we need a political situation that doesn't make excuses for pain and suffering. We let homelessness be a thing, we let premature death be a thing, and we tell ourselves, oh, or the victim deserved it for some reason. We make it okay to be a sadistic asshole. And I, you know, I'm like, I've been saying that since I was like 12. It was obvious to me. Like, it was school, you know? Not, shit, yeah, not even 12. Literally school. Dropping that. I don't want a fucking tier 9. Now, I have tier... I turned that filter on because I switch characters and sometimes I go back and everything. But it should not be possible with all those socketed for me to ever even see that drop. That should not be a thing that can be made. But yeah, complaint about Poe and complaint about people being stupid that way and mean is the same thing. Because like you go to tell people like if I went to the forum like, why is it this way? And I complained about it, people would be like, oh, you're complaining about a game, you know, scrub core. They would defend it every time. One of the first big essays I wrote was lamenting the existence of tryhards and dev knights, why they exist. And dev knight was my term. I'll learn later not to try and make up my own terms. But the idea is a tryhard. You know, it's somebody that is basically white knighting for devs, dev knight. And it's just super frustrating that people don't want things to be better. To the point to where I've come to believe that humanity has speciated. I definitely would like delineate two distinct species of humanity: pro-death and anti-death, pro-pain and anti-pain. Because there really are camps. Like, for example, there was, when anesthesia was first being developed, there were actually people that argued against it. They would argue that pain is spiritually important for surgery. I'm talking about that. Or they would say it's actually palliative, and by which I mean it contributed to the healing process, which of course is fucking nonsense. But that thing happens all, like the guy that told us to wash our fucking hands, he got kicked out of medicine. That's another thing. Like, people are fucking fact proof. I can prove that people are fucking stupid and mean and wrong, and it doesn't matter. They don't care. They just keep doing it. Lead a horse to water, but you can't make him think. And I can't find a fucking way out. Get a job, exercise, clean your room. Touch grass, all that fucking shit. Well, none of that actually helps, actually. First of all, I do 10 jobs in America. Like, literally to pay rent, that's 4 minimum wage jobs. The only reason I'm not homeless is because of my family, and bless it. Thank you. I appreciate it with every fiber of my being. But at the same time, I do absolutely feel entitled to it. I feel like everybody deserves a fucking house. And I feel like everybody deserves to not be a fucking slave. And what is a slave? A slave is somebody that is forced to work. I don't want to be forced to work. In a way, I'm lucky I'm disabled. Like, because I could say I was disabled and I didn't get the full-on deep social hatred that comes from, you know, like if I just simply said, I'm not going to work. The whole system convulses against those people. Like, I have real respect for the political anti-work type. But even those guys, most of them, they have jobs, you know? So really, it just ends up being ineffectual LARPing and complaining. Like I'm doing now, and like people do when they vote, and people do when they protest. Like, you're not going to get shit done. If you start talking about the real truth, and they'll fucking kick you off the fucking internet. I don't know, man. I'm just so fucking sick of it all. I think I need to go back to one of my favorite maps. I'm gonna keep dropping the connected map. Do running your favorite map actually add up to more maps per hour? Need to ask ChatGPT-4, but I don't pay the $20 a month to get it. Probably fucking should. Just another one of those things that really fucking pisses me off. Talk about some shit that should not be behind a fucking paywall. Yes, let's give artificial intelligence to Microsoft. What could possibly go wrong? They're so fucking stupid. It's like Steinbeck and his temporarily embarrassed millionaire quote. That really is it. People honestly think that if they play by those fucking rules and sing the praises of those assholes, they'll get to be the one to own the fucking zeros and one day. And like, ugh. It's just so disgusting, all of it. I like saving the big, I don't know why, I'll never run them. Probably have 1,000 in standard. But I like the perception deception contracts because they don't have doors on the way out. BI spiral. Stuff connects because everything is connected. It's all one reality. Everything all is webbed up together, all in the same thing. Excuse me. Come on. There we go. I guess I need to do the math. Like, is that worth, say, 3C? Like, I sold my batch. Well, 2 is probably much more realistic. These things are worth 160. 160 divided by 28. 5. Yeah. So a step towards, that's a big number. A step towards the invite is 5C. Okay. That's worth more than any map. But really, I shouldn't sell maps unless I'm accidentally and grotesquely oversustaining. The priority should always be running long enough to get the red top. Now, do I keep going? Labyrinth is cool. I guess I need to price the delirium orbs. That would tell me which ones would be the most valuable, presumably. Because there are elements in the market that I trust. So there is a degree of price discovery that's possible. It's just varied and complicated and full of caveats. And you have to be always aware that there are liars and cheaters and thieves out there. And I guess that's a fundamental difference between, you know, one of the fundamental things that I expect from games that most gamers aren't interested in is utopia simulation. I feel like we're missing this grand opportunity to make the games, because a lot of things that are horrible about policy were invented because of software. They're like licensing and like the shadiest things about computing and software gets rendered as fiscal policy because money is just as much of an abstraction as software is. And also drugs. You know, you license drugs just the way you license. Oh, the motor drug, you license software. So all the shady logic that gets eventually adopted by Big Pharma starts out as starts out at the beginning. So the reverse of that would also be true. Like, we could find really good policies for people not just making money. I remember when I got on the internet when I was 14, and sometime in that era, like let's say within 3 years, I was on Downnet, which was an IRC server network, chatting and arguing religion and talking about hacker kids and pretending to be a hacker kid and all this other stuff. The early internet goodness. And Dalnet was different from the other networks because they had invented ChanServe and NixServe, which was a form of basically government and moderation. That started my hate affair with servers and moderators, discovering the pathetic asshole little Napoleons that basically define moderation, which is why I hate Reddit to this day. Like, you give any, it's like the Stanford prison experiment. You give anybody an ounce of power and they turn into a fucking asshole. And I assume I'm the same. You know, I get to be the good guy because I'm also the biggest fucking loser in the room. You know, Leto II, Emperor, God Emperor of Doom, said all revolutionaries are closet aristocrats. Maybe that's the fucking case. Certainly, it's certainly true that there isn't a single good billionaire on Earth. Like, even if it's not an exhaustive 100% rule, it's completely obvious that it is a major common trend. We absolutely need to prevent the existence of billionaires. We need the marginal tax rate above $1 million to be 95%, and above $1 billion to be 99.99%. We need to make damn sure that we don't have billionaires, and we need to make it hard to be a fucking millionaire. Or stay a millionaire. And we may need to make it equally hard to be fucking homeless, or to need to super glue your own fucking teeth. And I guess that makes me a fucking socialist or whatever. Sure as fuck not a capitalist, because capitalism is an evil AI. It's literally a machine with human parts that eats people. I was going somewhere with that, I'm sure, but I fucking lost it. I got distracted and I bring this shit anyway. But yeah, I just want, I want games to attempt to be utopic. I want them to attempt to implement policies that we would want to see in public. But see, the thing is, it's like I was saying before about people being stupid and mean. They don't want a good time. It's like that for it's like Rom in DS9. He's like, you don't understand. We don't want to not be exploited. We want to be the exploiter. You know, Bashir or whatever was telling him, it's like, fucking fight for your rights, man. Form a union. And of course he does, because, you know, it's TV and everything. But his cute little thing about, you know, we don't want better rights. We want to be the ones exploiting people's rights. That's the actual truth. That is really how people want it to be. People really do just want to be the asshole when they grow up. Because like I said, we don't end up with any good billionaires. There aren't any good billionaires. And if we didn't want billionaires, if humanity really didn't want billionaires, dude, we grotesquely outnumber them. There would be billionaires. They would be in hiding the same way a fucking serial killer is. So, that tells you some things about people and our real goals, and it just pisses me off, I guess, because like I said, I'm on the losing end. If I was doing better, I'm sure I'd rationalize it. I'd find a way to make it all cool. My only real piece of evidence that that's not entirely the case in my case is I make it a personal rule to never make excuses for somebody having less than I have. Like, I literally want to be the human that is worse off, most worst on Earth. I would be absolutely happy if my situation was the worst humanity could produce. I mean, of course, that would suck for me, right? And I'm not saying I want my situation worsened to that point. I'm saying I want everyone worse off than me elevated to my current place. There is no part of my worldview where I'm like, I want other people, this selected group of people, to be tortured and be denied basic shit, because I just don't do that. I feel like that's morally wrong. And I know that the vast majority of even poor people, working people, otherwise ethical people, are not that way. Everybody has some enemy that they think deserves horrible things happen to them, and they think that by thinking that, they're the good guy. Virtue signaling, like, my go-to example is pedophiles. Man, people love jerking off to the idea of being the Spanish Inquisition versus pedophiles. And I'm like, guys, it's like Mencken said, you can't, you gotta stop that shit early if you're gonna stop it at all. You have to defend monsters, because that's where they start. It's easy to persecute a monster, and then once you're persecuting a monster, it's easy to take a step closer to normal people, and then suddenly you're singing for tyranny, and that's where we are. People are all like fucking begging for it. It's nuts. And again, that's why I'm saying humanity has speciated, because like we have people who, like, that to me, that's fundamentally inhuman. Like, and again, I'm not saying just because they're inhuman I would treat them, like the Nazis treated Jews, or the Jews treat Palestinians. I'm saying that we need to treat everybody with a baseline of tolerance. We can prevent stuff, but I'm not about torturing anybody for any reason. Maybe kill them, but always painlessly, and never from a position of power. I'm against capital punishment, because if somebody is powerless to the point where you can kill them on a schedule in a certain way, they are no longer a threat. That makes it murder. Now, killing somebody who's about to kill you, or accidentally killing somebody who's about to kill you, or I carry a gun. I have a concealed weapons license. I'm totally okay with lethal force in defense of life. That's fine. But lethal force in defense of, the state? No. Fuck that. Fuck all cops. And all that. And it just, see what I'm saying? It's all connected. It's all a big web. It all leads fairly logically into the next thing. And it all stems from tolerance for pain. People are like, pain is okay for whatever reason. The minute you make an excuse for somebody else hurting, then you wouldn't want to fucking hurt that way. The worst word in the world is fucking deserve. People are like, oh, they deserve this. Like, no. Nobody fucking deserves shit. People only deserve good. Is that delirious? Yeah. Wow. Just fucking so tired of it. Right. Let's don't stack. What happened? Yeah, they made it so that goes into the tab. Yeah, good. Okay. Let's check this. Like, okay, yeah, I get them. Like, let's say I alcohol these, right? Make them all rare. What do I price them at? I could price the whole tab and then slowly crank it down, but again, price discovery not possible. They want to sell tabs, but there's other reasons too. None of them are good. None of them are a good argument. I need to put a cup holder on my right, but there's nowhere to put it. Gotta weave my arm around the bike stand thing. I'm gonna link this live stream to my about page on my blog. And I really did cover all the bases, I feel like, in that rant. Makes me think about therapy and stuff. Like the question is, was that of therapeutic value? Was that good for me? Like, well, how to determine that? What does good even mean? Well, and then I start thinking about it in terms of psychology and things. But I'm like, look who invented psychology. Like, this is Rockefeller medicine. This is like good for my society does not mean what does not mean good. You know, it means profitable, it means productive, it means all this other random shit that isn't ethical. I do need to do that. I do need to go do the I gotta catch those. Divine vessels are like the Pokeballs. Yeah, sure. I had a good business. I bought a nice 6-link brass down, good rolls, 4 div the other day. And it's a good deal, but I'm regretting doing it because it was my last 4 div. That's a lot of money to me. I mean, you see how I play. I am scrubby. It's hard for me to make money. I desperately need someone. Like, here's the thing. Like, everybody actually, behaviorally, in practice, agrees with me that the drops are just chores. Because you know what I can't do? I can't find anybody to help me process my loot for half. Right? Because why would they? Because it's chores. Right? But what does that say? That says that nobody thinks that trade is fun. Nobody thinks that, Jesus Christ, that it's worth it. Like my guild stash is full of trash. I'm just barely getting to the point where I can do this, where I can drop stuff. But I don't know how much of that is actual learning and how much of that is just it's end of league, so everything is worthless. It's all going to standard, and who the fuck plays standard? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, T1 mod. Okay. Need to make sure. Let's just go ahead and do that now. I'll go over to XYZ and make sure that it's only showing me the good bases. So I have it on uber strict or whatever. So overview. Move restrict. Looking for that one symbol for fracture. Black. There we go. Teal highlight. Any item with a teal highlight has something special about it. Fractured. Jump to rule. Fractured items tier 1. Fractured items classes. Mediums are hidden. Jewelry heist bows. Okay, I guess those are the good bases. I have portal cast when death, but I have to drop one manually because it won't trigger in here because portals aren't allowed. In my opinion, it should drop it at the door outside. You know, the whole checkpoint concept. But I certainly feel like it's pointless to go to the forum and say you should do this because it's like, surely I wasn't first. And if they wanted to do that, they would have already. It's like fucking voting. Totally pointless. So, no. Just do anything. Bother. Jesus Christ. No damage. Can't do enough speed here. Well, I don't do any of that stuff. Like I like one of my better leagues was Syndicate. You know, I first of all, she's the good guy because of all the shit I was saying earlier. Katrina's on board. She's like, fuck pain and certainly fuck death. Death is a big waste, and I couldn't agree more. But yeah, it's like that. It's been successively nerfed because it was essentially more approachable before. Sucks that that ring is hidden. I like that ring. Not the worst rolls in the world. So my chaos resist is trash. I do have an idea though. I want to see how much a 6-link physical reflect helmet is. Bramble something, I think. Yeah, Bramblejack. Links 6. Go. 2 div. Whoop. It must be. Wow, I must be onto something. Huh. Wow. Okay. Huh. Oh. That's... So... Is it worth 6 socketing? And then trying to self-link? I know I own one. It must be on the other character. No, it's in that, yeah, the reflect build tab, yeah. No, there's rolls. Anywho. Yeah, I don't mess with it because I'm just like, oh, what does it even mean for this character? It's just too much of, oh, it's just too much, and I don't do it. When I was messing around with this, it was clear I had a chaos DJing problem, so it was like, okay, I'll just do fix that. But without a death log, I really don't know what's killing me when I die. I don't know what my weaknesses are. I suppose I could kind of figure it out. Like obviously, I could do with better chaos res. Let's. Can I even get chaos res on one of those? Really, all I want is that minions deal increased damage mod. So let's go shopping. We'll get a jewel, and we'll say minions deal, right? Minions deal number increased damage if skill recently. Minion skill recently. So let's do minion and stat filters. Minion skill recently. There's a fractured one too. There we go. Set the count. At least one of these. All jewel. And I want chaos res. Pseudo total to chaos res. Search. One result. And it's 5 div. Seriously? At least it says of order. So I guess I can just craft that. But holy shit, guys. Seriously? That blows my mind. That should not be div. Oh my god. Well, can I chaos spam my way into that? Because holy shit, apparently that would be valuable if I could. Look at my quad page. And yeah, I've got some. 82, 56, 74, 85. 66. So really, that's pretty cool just because it's fractured. So let's just, what happens if I scour it? Okay. So really what I need to do then is alt spam for something good. T2 minions regen. No. I'll stop at a T1. Relevant T1. Nope. Is that even possible? Like, is it showing me the tier for the item? Or is it showing me the tiers relatively and I will never see a T1 because it's item level 66? I definitely don't trust them. Like T1? Not seeing any T1s. 4, 6, 4, 4, 6, 3, 4. Here's how tired of that I am. Are there any additional T? Yes, 1 T1. Okay, so it is possible to get T1s. It looks like... How much is an Exa? 25C. 25 chaos spans versus... It's certainly more accessible. It's easier for me to get chaos than it is for me to get Exas. Because it seems like I have to buy Exas. They don't drop frequently enough. I don't even know if I can get that damage roll on this guy. One, 3. So I would get the 1. It would be. It does seem to be a bit hard to get 1s, and I can't get. I'm just rolling prefixes, so I need to know if I can get a T1 prefix at all. Prefix T1, let life regen, and chance to ignite. So that right there basically would have been the alt regal route and an exalted orb. But because it's not that thing, it can't price it. Whatever. Oh, wrong one. But yeah, it certainly looks like just chaos spamming is worth it. And T1's gotta get 1. Taunt, physical, life. It would be cool if the text changed. You know, if I could see the T1s. Chance to bleed with attacks. That's pretty cool. 1, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, we'll keep that. That's actually good for the other character, the reflect build I was dicking around with. Guess I need it to show the bases. Like another one. Let's see. Splinter, Chaos, and Life. Those are good mods, but I want good versions. Almost a T1 bleed roll. That's pretty awesome, actually, being able to just shut down bleed with a couple of gems. Or jewels. Oh, there's Authority, Cast Speed. Yep, 3 1s and a 4. You will do. Now we get to actually see 81. Not even a good base. Yeah, I need to put those back in the thing. I need to just make it so that Abyss Jewels 83 or better are shown. So overview, Abyss. What are you doing? Why did you do that? Control F, Abyss. There we go. Hiding them all. Jump to rule. That's interesting. 82. So 82 is the cutoff. 81. 83. So 83 is just as good as 85. Ooh. What is required? What am I missing? Dex, probably. Yeah, Dex. Okay. Mea culpa. We need to kill you all, bros. It's the type of thing I would list. I don't know what to list it for. I'm going to search for the one stat. Not you. That's the one I just put in there, isn't it? You. Wide Dex. That's the good one. 50? Really? Okay, let's see what happens. I feel like I could do better if I spammed it 50. I mean, like, to me, that's price indicator. Like, if I feel like I could do better, maybe I'm wrong, of course. Again, gamble. Everything gamble. I could probably start bulk pricing my delirium orbs too. That is definitely a build weakness. I need to fix that. I need to my chaos res. Presumably there's a fossil that rant chaos res. That seems like an easy target, like I guess it must not be if it's that expensive. Or compromise. felt worth it. Once again, it's hard because you have to really to do heist well, and I've done heist. There's a huge focus pretty much. I didn't do well in heist league because I was generally shitty at this. But you kind of have to deep dive. You gotta roll your gear, everything. That's not good. GPS really fully used. Same old. But also replicas are hard to price. Still is good for high skill. I'm pretty tanky now to run through and do stuff. So you have to stop and kill at the doors. That's of course the main problem. I wonder if you can make purely defensive skeletons, like make them push back. No? Well, lockpicking is alright. Run in for the currency boxes and anything good. First thing you're basically just selling markers. If you're gonna sell markers, might as well Atlas tree for it and just sell them. Presumably that's worthless. What? Oh. Interesting. I can't price contract. That's surprising. Front room this time because read that regen roll. Deli. Yeah, yes. I feel bad about leaving it. I like this when they don't always do that, sadly, but it's nice when I get this big front room. Fairly common. Reminds me of glaciers. Thematically, I'm not a big fan of glaciers. I hate sending my character into the snow. But I tell myself he's using magic to keep warm, so it's okay. But from someone who occasionally lives in a very cold house, I know that being able to withstand it, because like let's say you have coats and stuff, is nowhere near the same as being comfy. does it hit so fucking hard? Oh, the teleporting shit. I have to leave to heal. So stupid. Not a fun mod at all. Absolutes like that shouldn't be a thing. 80% reduction. Fine. 100%? No. That's stupid. That is the question. At least it's not regenerating. Face. Right? You need to be able to stack like 1,000 orb of binding into some kind of other thing that 6 links, you know? It's so funny. It's like in Poe 2, they're getting rid of the linking system, and they've said that they don't like it, right? But obviously they do. 1, 2, wow. Okay. They didn't like it. They could just make it so that the odds are better. Make self-6 linking easy. Or make everything drop with white sockets. Whatever. But in reality, they like it just the way it is. It's not a whoopsie, it's malice. You know, there's that, I can't remember, it's a name, one of those name laws, like Poe's law or whatever. It's never attribute to malice what can be explained by incompetence. And I'm like, bullshit. That is not safe. Do it the other way around. Assume malice. Because the first thing people do when they're a bad actor is pretend it was a whoopsie. I didn't mean to. Like, come on. That's way more common than fucking up. I guess I feel like we should make a system where intent isn't really relevant. Like, yeah, okay, you didn't mean to, but that's fine, because whether you meant to or not, we're going to handle you the same. And that means not treating, you know, not using it as an excuse to get our finishing position rocked off. How it needs to be is just, yeah, we're just going to make sure that that never happens again in some equitable, ethical fashion. I like the idea of like inquest. We need to look into why something happened to a view to prevent it in the future. Not just torment somebody who tormented somebody as if that makes it okay. Which is such bullshit logic in the first place, because like you wouldn't do that in reverse. Like you wouldn't sell crimes that way. Like somebody robs somebody steals somebody's car, right? You put them in jail for 2 years, whatever. Let's say that's the general path. You wouldn't do that in reverse. You wouldn't say, okay, you can spend 2 years in jail, and when you get out, you have the right to steal one car. No, we don't do it that way. Which means it's not really justice. To me, it's like physical law. It has to work in reverse too, or it doesn't work at all. I don't know. break it. Coffee is not a meal. I already had the fiber bar. Fiber gets a bad rap. You really need. I wish, like when I was younger, I totally thought fiber was just about poop problems and something old people do. But no, it's basically a vitamin. Your intestines are full of life that. Put it this way, there's a bunch of fiber in breast milk, which means it's important. Evolutionarily speaking, that evolved for a reason, and it's a huge percentage too. It's like 60% or something. It's not small. It's not like a trace amount. It's obviously part of the core point. So I'm all about some fiber and some vitamin D and vitamin C, you know, just covering the bases. Pretty decent rolls-ish, I guess. Is that stuck on a pillar or something? Tried to teleport. I guess we'll stop there. Thanks for watching. Lovely imaginary people, you.